You're watching the Rita Panahi show, and joining me now is celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, let's start with actor Sean Penn. He's gone on a mad rant slamming the Oscars for refusing to embrace The Apprentice, a film that paints a young Donald Trump as a rapist. It appears that Penn is so far off the reservation that even the anti-Trump far-left Hollywood types are not anti-Trump or far left enough for him.
I know, yeah. He's been a very vocal critic of Donald Trump, often expressing, real disdain for the president-elect in interviews and op-eds. He's characterized Trump as divisive and harmful to democracy. He always uses strong language. He's one of those that every word he says or speech he gives is to the extreme, and he condemns Trump's policies. He gives off the Alec Baldwin vibe. We're not as smart as they are because they have more money and they're celebrities. And celebrity doesn't always equal moral superiority. In fact, it usually is the opposite.
Well, yes, particularly for Sean Penn. He's cozied up to some very ugly characters, you could say, in the past. He really has got no moral standing to be taking pot shots at anybody. Do we know much about this film? Is it likely to have commercial success, and is it likely to see him sued?
This film has, I think that there is an audience for it, but we voted and we told Hollywood who we believe in. And it doesn't matter how many nasty movies they make about this guy. We have told Hollywood that we believe in President-elect Donald Trump. We've seen what he's capable of in a 4-year span, and we were on the right track for 4 years. And that's what we told them at the ballot box. So I think that the movie exists. I don't think it's made any dent in Trump's reputation whatsoever. We knew what we were getting on November 5th.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how Hollywood behaves for the next 4 years, whether they're going to have these regular tantrums at the Oscars and the Emmys and the grandstanding that Ricky Gervais told them to stay away from. I don't think they'll be able to resist it. Now, let's talk about Harry and Meghan. A documentary called Harry, the Lost Prince aired a few days ago on Germany's ZDF television network. It's made a series of bombshell claims about the couple. Tell us what this is about and why is it only airing in Germany?
Well, obviously, the Germans have a bone to pick with Harry, and God love them. So one of the biggest revelations I took away from this was that Meghan Markle is not very popular in her neighborhood and has not been involved in the Montecito community. In some of R12's generic jargon involves community impact, yet Meghan is a stranger in her own community. I think that what the documentary does do well is point out their consistent hypocrisy. And one of her neighbors said, I personally don't think that Meghan is an asset to our community. She doesn't really go out or get involved. So that was the biggest takeaway for me. Also, Di Davies, a former royal protection officer, saying that Prince Harry talking about killing 25 Taliban, Harry wants to complain about security. You've done this to yourself. You shouldn't be releasing information like that because you make all the people around you a target.
Yeah, I remember when those revelations came out and people were aghast. People who understand the security threat a revelation like that poses. Prince Harry has also been talking at the Deal Book Summit in New York, and he talked about why he won't be ditching the US and returning to the UK. He said, I very much enjoy living here and bringing up my kids here, and that he is very much also focused on being the best husband and the best dad that I can be. I'm sure Meghan will be very happy with that statement.
Well, I think it's interesting that he didn't bring up Donald Trump because at the end of the day, that is one person that could make or break his decision to stay in the States. There was real bitterness about him throughout this, Rita. He also said he feels sorry for the trolls who say or get their hopes up for his downfall. No one is wishing for his downfall, but when you have officially been the biggest source for royal gossip over the last 4 years, you open yourself up to the same curiosity you fed the people that purchased Spare. You shared secrets about your family, and people want more, and they want to know your secrets now too. I don't think anyone's wishing for his downfall.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'd just rather hear less from him, to be honest with you. I'd like him just to go away and protect his privacy like he promised us he was going to do. But it's been revealed that Harry has commissioned his neighbour, Katy Perry, to perform at the opening night of the Invictus Games. That's next year. Is this a coup, Kinsey, or as the kids say, is this a bit mid?
I'm going to let the New York Post answer that question. One of their recent headlines was why Katy Perry is 2024's biggest pop flop yet, as generic comeback trashed for having no personality.
Well, we gave her a very good run here in Australia. She performed at our biggest sporting event, the AFL Grand Final. I think she got paid a fortune to perform at that. But I'm with you. I was like, well, what are we, 2017? Why is Katy Perry the headline act here? But here we are. Now, Sylvester Stallone, iconic actor, has told Fox News' Sean Hannity that it was cowardly of him to break up with Jennifer Flavin, who is now his wife. He broke up with her via FedEx, a letter back in 1994. That's before the days where you could DM somebody a breakup message. What else can you tell us? There's been I think theirs is a rare, enduring love story in Hollywood. Sure, they've had a few hiccups, but they're going strong.
Absolutely. And now she did file for divorce in 2022, but obviously she decided not to go through with it. First of all, I think you run the risk of this when you do a reality show about your life and your family and your love. I mean, look at the long list of reality stars that have broken up after that TV. But my favorite story is that he got the tattoo of his wife on his arm. He covered it up, Rita, when they were going through that issue in 2022, covered it up with a picture of his dog. So the tattoo of his wife is now a picture of his dog. And, you know, that is going to be an interesting reminder for the rest of their lives, if we're being honest.
I wonder if he could go over it again and put Jennifer back on, or whether it's just too much ink in the one space. He may have to get some laser work done first. But yeah, I would imagine that would be a reminder of some of the hard times every time she sees that tattoo. Before you go, Hunter Biden has celebrated being pardoned by watching a documentary about himself. What happened here?
Well, you know, he's keeping his head down because he realizes that the pardon was so controversial. On the left, on the right, people are raising hell here in the United States over this pardon because we were lied to. I think we all expected it, but just don't tell us that you're not going to do it and then do it. I doubt that his cute documentary that he's erected to try to change the narrative is going to change anybody's minds or redeem him in the public eye, but that's the objective here, and good luck.
Kinsey Schofield, thanks for your time.